Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or for more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
I'm Ron Graber, K-State Extension Watershed Specialist. I work in the central part of Kansas, and one of the things that I do as part of my job is to try to educate or help livestock producers understand how their feeding operations might impact streams and waterways from an environmental standpoint. And the things that we're concerned about with livestock feeding operations when we look at water quality are bacteria and nutrients that might leave that feeding operation and end up in the nearby streams. So we spend quite a bit of time talking to these guys about maybe where they locate their feeding pens, getting them a little further away from a stream, about the slope from the pens to where that stream's at, and what's between the pens. So we really like to get a little separation in there and be able to put maybe a vegetative grass buffer in there, or maybe a sediment basin that we can trap some of those solids as they come out of the concentrated feeding areas before they get to the streams. And if we can do that, then we can really separate out a lot of those solids that might contribute the harmful bacteria or again the nutrients. So we really work with them on location of their feeding pens, and then kind of how far from the stream and how they manage that. We really talk to them quite a bit about regular scraping of pens and spreading that waste material on agronomic fields. We also, from a livestock standpoint, will talk about where winter feeding sites are located. For years we've had the ring feeder in the bunks, maybe in the pasture or the corn stalk field, and we might have them fairly close to a stream because that's where there's some winter protection and maybe a water source there too. So we've really talked to them about moving that a little further away, maybe getting it up on the hilltop and putting that feeder in those bunks up there, and that way we don't have the livestock or the cattle loafing down near the stream. And so a fairly inexpensive, fairly easy change, but from an environmental impact standpoint, it really can be pretty dramatic. So we've worked with them a lot on those kinds of things, providing some alternative watering sites as well. And it's interesting that if you we'll provide that tank, again, kind of up on the hill or away from the stream. We find that most often cattle prefer to drink out of that tank as opposed to out of the stream. And again, we get them away from the stream, and they're not spending a lot of time loafing down there by the stream and under the trees. And we move that waste material a little further away. So those are some of the things that we've done. And guys have been really receptive to talking about those kinds of things, and I think they're really interested. They just need somebody to talk to and kind of understand how all of that works and what a practical and a lot of times not terribly expensive way of doing it is.
I'm a patient of the Kansas Regenerative Medicine in Manhattan. I had stem cell therapy in my hips and my left knee. My wife and I both are patients. We went down there the same day in November. Since then, my hips are feeling a lot better. I can work now most of the day if I want to. And before, if I worked in the morning, I was done in the afternoon, or if I worked in the afternoon, I was sure enough done for the rest of the day.